Good afternoon, friends. Happy January 3rd to all of you. My friends, it has been confirmed. Inflation is finally slowing down, and low-income households are beginning to see financial relief, but the inflation rate remains higher than pre-crisis levels. And we may see President Biden take executive action very soon to pass new legislation as Republicans take control of the House of Representatives. My friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video for the latest news on stimulus. Also, I will be giving away 3 $75 Walmart gift cards this Friday. Please make sure you enter the giveaways by clicking and liking several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances, friends, of winning these giveaways. Now, friends, last year was dominated by headlines about crushing inflation, supersized interest rate hikes, and mounting recession fears. And yet, now that 2022 is over, there are clear bright spots in this economy that offer hope that 2023 will not be the year the next recession begins. Hiring remains surprisingly resilient. The economy added a robust of 263,000 jobs in November, and the unemployment rate is just 3.7%. That's down dramatically from nearly 15% in the spring of 2020. That is just a touch above the half-century low that was tied earlier this year. Although major tech and media companies, including Amazon and Twitter, have laid off thousands of workers, initial jobless claims remain low. And new numbers published last week show that first-time applications for unemployment benefits edged up 225,000. That is still low historically and almost exactly where jobless claims were 1 year ago, long before recession fears emerged. Economist Mark Zandi told CNN News, "This is one reason to be optimistic. The economy could skirt a recession. Without mass layoffs, it's unlikely consumers will stop spending and the economy suffer a downturn. The cost of living is still way too high, but the rate of inflation appears to have peaked. Consumer prices soared by 7.1% year over year in November. At almost any other point in the past 40 years, that would be alarmingly high. But this marked the 5th straight month of improvement and a significant cool down from 9.1% in June. It's also the lowest annual inflation rate in nearly 1 year. After spiking above $5 a gallon for the first time ever in June 2022, gas prices have also plunged. The national average for regular unleaded gasoline recently dropped to $3.10 a gallon, which is an 18-month low, though it has crept higher in recent days to about $3.22 a gallon. Gas prices are expected to climb again this spring and summer, but for now, at least experts are not forecasting a return to $5 a gallon. For much of the past year, wages have been hot, but inflation has been hotter. That means, adjusted for inflation, paychecks have been shrinking. The Fed's war on inflation is a reason the risk of a recession is significant. The central bank is effectively slamming the brakes on the economy. The spike in borrowing costs has already set off a deep slump in the housing market, which is the most interest rate sensitive part of the economy. The fear is that the Fed will eventually overdo it, raising rates so high and keeping them there for so long that it causes a recession. But Fed officials have signaled they could be ready to pause their inflation fighting campaign late in the winter or early in the spring. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell has made it very clear that the Fed is not anywhere near ready to hit the gas on the economy by cutting rates, but just removing its foot from the brake would be positive. What are your thoughts about the Fed raising interest rates? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. South Carolina taxpayers are set to receive a direct tax rebate worth up to $800 very soon. All taxpayers who filed their 2021 tax forms before the October 17th deadline are eligible and should receive their payment over the next few days. The South Carolina Department of Revenue confirmed that married couples who filed jointly will only receive one rebate. The state's legislature directs around $1 billion a year to a rebate fund for taxpayers. The state's law reads, From the Contingency Reserve Fund, there is an appropriate $1 billion to the Taxpayers Rebate Fund, which is created in the state treasury. The fund is separate and distinct from the general fund and all other funds of the state. However, not everyone will receive an $800 rebate. Those with a tax liability less than $800 will receive a smaller amount. South Carolina residents who missed the October 17th deadline to file their 2021 individual tax returns are in luck, as an extended deadline has been set for February 15, 2023. Well, my magnificent and marvelous, beautiful friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this afternoon. Thank you so much for being part of this community. And to say thank you, I am going to give away 3 $75 Walmart gift cards this coming Friday. Please enter the giveaways by making sure that you are subscribed to my channel, click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My friends, the more videos that you watch and leave a comment on, the greater your chances, dear friends, of winning these giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and blessed day.
Support for it before it even existed. They somehow knew what was in it. Well, it wasn't just that they were clairvoyant. It's that they were sort of bought off piece by piece, person by person. And I don't mean bought off in the legally corrupt sense, but in the sense that it's a corrupt process. You hand out enough special favors here or there to get this or that proposal, this or that funding priority in there. You throw out 7,500 earmarks, and you're going to get a lot of people to jump on board. That isn't right. It used to be that the legislative process involved reading and debating and discussing and amending. It used to be that once a bill like this reached the floor, after it had gone through a full committee markup process, that you would still have an abundant chance on the floor to debate it and discuss it, because most people on the committee in question are not represented. Most people not on that committee have never had an opportunity by the time it reaches the floor to weigh in. So we had that. But today, it seems that we have to beg and plead and barter for any amendments, and we're made to feel guilty about it in the process. They have the audacity to hold off on this thing deliberately by design and release it in the early morning hours of December 20th, having scheduled a shutdown the day before Christmas Eve, and then tell us that it's somehow on us unless we eagerly jump onto it and read it. Why is that a problem? Well, it's a problem because, again, it's 4,155 pages long. We get desensitized to this over time. The complexity. Complexity in law is itself a subsidy. It's a corrupt subsidy that subsidizes the